हतो वा prāpsyasi svargaṁ jitvā va bhokṣyase mahīm Tasmād uttiṣṭha kaunteya yuddhāya kṛta-niścayaḥ. In this verse, Lord Krishna encourages Arjuna by explaining that whether he wins or loses in battle, he will gain something valuable. If he dies, he will go to heaven, and if he wins, he will rule the earth. Either outcome is favorable. This verse teaches us that taking action with determination and facing challenges head-on leads to positive outcomes, regardless of the result. It encourages us to embrace our duties with courage and confidence. Sukha-duḥkhe same kṛtvā lābhālābhau jayājayau Tato yuddhāya yujyasva naivaṁ pāpam avāpsyasi. In this verse, Lord Krishna advises Arjuna to approach the battle with a balanced mindset, treating both good and bad outcomes equally. He should not be swayed by emotions or desires, but should focus on doing his duty. This verse teaches us the importance of maintaining equanimity in all situations. By staying calm and focused without getting attached to success or failure, we can fulfill our responsibilities without being burdened by guilt or negative consequences. Esha te bhihita sankhye buddhir-yoge tvimam shrunu buddhya yukto yaya partha karma bandham prahasyasi. In this verse, Lord Krishna tells Arjuna that he has explained the philosophical knowledge or Sankhya to him. Now he will explain the practical wisdom of yoga, which when followed will help Arjuna break free from the cycle of karma or the bondage of actions. This verse highlights the importance of understanding both knowledge, that is Sankhya, and practice, that is yoga. It teaches that by combining wisdom with action, one can live a life free from the attachment and consequences of actions, leading to true freedom. Nehabhikramanashosti pratyavayo na vidyate svalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. In this verse, Lord Krishna reassures Arjuna that on the path of spiritual practice or yoga, no effort is ever wasted and there are no negative consequences. Even a small amount of sincere effort in following this path can save one from great dangers and fears. This verse teaches us the value of spiritual practice and right action. It emphasizes that any effort made in the direction of righteousness and self-improvement is valuable and can lead to significant protection and progress in life. Vyavasayatmika buddhi ekeha kuru nandana bahushakhayanantascha buddhayo vyavasayinam. In this verse, Lord Krishna tells Arjuna that those who are focused and determined have a single-minded approach. Their thoughts are clear and directed towards one goal. However, those who lack determination have scattered thoughts and are easily distracted by many different ideas. This verse teaches the importance of focus and determination in achieving success. It encourages cultivating a strong, unwavering mindset to stay committed to one's goals and avoid being sidetracked by unnecessary distractions. Yamimam pushpitam vacham pravadantya vipaschitaha vedavadaratav partha nanyadastiti vadinaha. In this verse, Lord Krishna explains that some people lacking true wisdom become overly attached to the flowery language and ritual of the Vedas. They believe that these rituals are the ultimate goal without realizing there is a deeper spiritual truth. This verse teaches us to look beyond the surface level of religious practices and seek the true essence of spiritual wisdom. It warns against getting caught up in ritualistic practices without understanding their deeper meaning and encourages us to focus on the higher purpose of spiritual growth. Kamatmana svargapara janma karma phalapradam kriya vishesha bahulam bhogeshvarya gatim prati. In this verse, Lord Krishna describes people who are driven by desires and are obsessed with achieving heavenly pleasures and material wealth. These individuals focus on performing rituals that promise rewards like enjoyment and power rather than seeking true spiritual enlightenment. This verse teaches that focusing solely on material gains and pleasures, even though religious practices can distract us from the higher purpose of spiritual growth. It encourages us to look beyond temporary pleasures and aim for deeper, more meaningful spiritual fulfillment. Bhogaishwarya prasaktānān taya paryata cetasāṃ vyavasāyātmika buddhis samādhau na vidhīyate. In this verse, Lord Krishna explains that people who are overly attached to material pleasures and wealth find it difficult to maintain a focused and steady mind. Their desires and attachments distract them, making it hard to practice true meditation or achieve inner peace. This verse teaches us that excessive attachment to worldly pleasures can disturb our mental focus and hinder our spiritual progress. It encourages us to seek balance so we can cultivate a calm and focused mind, essential for spiritual growth and true happiness. Traigunya vishaya veda nistraigunyo bhavarjuna nirdvandvo nitya sattvastho niryogakshema atmavan. In this verse, Lord Krishna advises Arjuna to go beyond the teachings of the Vedas that are focused on the three modes of material nature: goodness, passion and ignorance. He encourages Arjuna to be steady in the mode of goodness, to rise above dualities like pleasure and pain, and to be unconcerned with material gains and losses. Instead, Arjuna should focus on self-realization. This verse teaches us the importance of transcending material concerns and focusing on spiritual growth. It encourages us to stay balanced and focused on our higher self rather than getting caught up in the temporary ups and downs of life. Yavanartha udapane sarvatas samplutodake tavan sarveshu vedeshu brahmanasya vijanatah. In this verse, Lord Krishna compares the knowledge of the Vedas to a small pond which serves specific purposes, while the understanding of the ultimate truth is like a vast reservoir that fulfills all needs. A person who realizes the highest spiritual knowledge sees beyond the rituals and practices of the Vedas and understands their true essence. This verse teaches us that while religious texts and rituals have their value, realizing the ultimate spiritual truth is far more comprehensive and fulfilling. It encourages us to seek deeper understanding and wisdom beyond the surface level of rituals and practices. Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phalaheturbhur ma te sangostva karmani. In this verse, Lord Krishna advises Arjuna to focus on doing his duty without worrying about the results. He explains that while we can control our actions, we should not be attached to the outcomes, whether good or bad. We should also avoid the temptation of not doing our duty. This verse teaches us to act with dedication and sincerity while letting go of attachment to the results. It encourages us to perform our responsibilities with a balanced mind, free from worries about success or failure. Yogastha kuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya siddhyas siddhyos samo bhutva samattam yoga uchyate. In this verse, Lord Krishna advises Arjuna to perform his duties while remaining anchored in yoga, which means staying balanced and focused. He emphasizes the importance of doing one's work without attachment to success or failure and treating both outcomes with equanimity. This verse teaches that true yoga is not just about physical practice but also about maintaining a balanced mind in all situations. It encourages us to stay calm and composed regardless of the results of our actions and to focus on our duties without getting attached to outcomes.